What is vibing? This is Vish, and today I'm going to respond to Sadhguru's video on the miraculous benefits of eating 100-year-old ghee. Also, if you can hit that subscribe button, I'll be truly grateful. I'm a meditation coach and I've guided hundreds of people on their meditation journeys. If you have any questions about it or how to start, either comment down below or message me on Instagram at VishVibes. Sadhguru is a yogi, mystic, and visionary who is enlightening the world. I'm truly grateful for him. And let's see what he has to say about ghee.
This ghee has tremendous healing possibilities.
That ghee is rich in ojas.
Generally, ojas is seen as a non-physical dimension of energy. Your recovery from anything, injury or any ailment will be like that. Right now,
First off, I wonder where you even get 100-year-old ghee. I'm familiar with the whole wine and really this wine process as to how it is aged grapes essentially, at least to what I know. Do they have cellars of ghee that's aged? Maybe, but let's find out.
now in Kerala, people are claiming and we don't know how much of it is true, but I know some of it is true. People have preserved ghee in the earth. They buried it in the earth and
That's
kept it
how.
for over 100 years. And it seems this ghee has tremendous healing
Absolutely.
possibilities.
That is called Shata. Shata means 100 years. Shata Varsha, Shata Samvatsaram Ghritam means the ghee is buried in a clay pot into the soil 100 years. Because when ghee is staying in the soil for 100 years, that much long time, some molecular changes happen within the ghee. And that ghee is rich in ojas. It is rich in tejas and it is rich in prana. Because ultimately the pure essence of vata dosha is prana. Pure essence of pitta is tejas and kapha is ojas. And at cellular level, ojas, tejas, prana, they maintain cellular metabolic activity, cellular intelligence and flow of communication. Prana is a flow of communication. So at cellular level, ojas, tejas, prana, they are operating and enhancing the cellular life. So this 100 years old ghee, Purana Ghritam, is the best medicine for eczema, psoriasis. Even if you take internally, it can heal peptic ulcer, ulcerative colitis, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, many disorders, even autoimmune diseases. This Purana Ghritam is Sreshtam, Ojas Karamparam. So this promotes Ojas. So, Ojas, Tejas, Pran, these are three important factors. They maintain the life of a single cell. The single cell can live longer.
In the yogic sciences, generally, ojas is seen as a non-physical dimension of energy. If you… because everything physical has come from the non-physical. If you create a cocoon of non-physical dimension of energy, cocoon does not mean like this.
Right.
On the cellular level, every cell has a little bit of non-physical dimension,
Correct.
a wrap around itself. That cell will continuously regenerate itself at a pace that is considered miraculous.
Correct.
Well, your recovery from anything, injury or any ailment will be like that. Above all, first of all, you don't get sick enough to be called sick. Depending on how violently you live.
Right.
When I say how violently, see, you're living a nice peaceful life, I live a violent life, I'm on full speed on a motorcycle. So, my life is 7 days of the week, 365 days. There's no day, there's no night. Sometimes it's 24 hours work, other days it's 18-20 hours of work. It's a violent life. But still I have not cancelled a single event because I am not well. Such a thing has not happened in the last 39 years.
No, what you say, very beautiful.
A certain amount of ojas kind of puts you back always. It doesn't matter. It's not that I have not been unwell, well, I caught flu, I caught this, I caught that many times. But no matter what's happening, I can still continue my activity.
Right.
So, if what you said kind of interests me, that ojas is that kind of energy which is not
Right.
physical in nature.
Right.
But if you are incubated in that always, if every cell is incubated in that always,
Correct.
your recovery or your ability to be beyond what physical things do to you.
Wow. Who would have thought ghee had so much power and possibilities? It was very interesting, and I do have to note how Sadhguru did mention that he's not sure if this is true, but it does seem like that in Kerala, they do hide pots and pits of ghee, and it's all meant to be covered for 100 years, which can be used later. And the three key parts of this video was prana, ojas, and tejas. I'm not too familiar with what tejas is, but prana I've always heard as being life and it referring to the life energy. Ojas, at least from the limited understanding that I had and limited experience and knowledge, it seems to be the covering of this energy and the covering of the cell, and is very, very crucial to life. And essentially, as that doctor said, I think he's a doctor, if the prana, tejas, and ojas are all balanced and in the right amounts and organized essentially, then naturally the human being in the system will be in a state of bliss as well as optimal health and functioning. Now, how much of this is true and not true? I'm gonna have to resort to what Sadhguru always says, and that's, I don't know. A huge part of this is to understand how saying I don't know will truly open all the possibilities to the truth. A lot of the times I've noticed in the scientific community, when something isn't known and someone makes a claim, it's quickly dismissed just because there isn't scientific proof. This, as Sadhguru says, is equally as oblivious as someone of, let's say, extreme religious background making a religious claim with no evidence and no proof. At the end, both people don't know. So when one person experiences something, I think it's important to respect that view and their experience. At the same time, there's no need to quickly blindly believe in what he says or what other people say. It's always important to trust it, at least at the beginning, and give it a chance, and then try to experience it on your own. And the same thing can be applied to all the practices like Shambhavi Mahamudra and just yoga in general. Experience it for yourself and you will for sure see the benefits. Ghee is a substance used in a lot of Indian cooking and has been picked up by the Western peoples now. Just like turmeric, which is huge in Indian cooking, it's now in every single shelf of grocery stores, including Trader Joe's especially. Ghee is another one of that. And now you might be wondering, what is ghee? Ghee is really just the most purified form of milk. So milk will turn into cheese, or milk can turn into butter. The next step in purification of that butter is ghee. So it is a very high nutritious in terms of healthy fats that it contains, and a lot of studies have proven its various benefits. It can be topped into many cookings, and in a lot of the traditional Indian cooking, it's always added on top, almost like a butter. Also, on the side note, ojas, I just looked into, is one of the 3 subtle life forces in the body. Like I said earlier, they must all be kind of balanced and given important attention. And once that is happening, life will just happen naturally and the fruits will yield. As Sadhguru says, instead of focusing on the fruit, which let's say in this case is optimal health and maybe enlightenment, a lot of people are so focused on that they lose track of the ingredients needed for that and the recipe. So he says very simply, if you can focus on the soil, the sunlight, and the water, naturally the fruits will yield. And the same thing can be applied to your life. Just basic things like sleep, eating the right or healthy foods, meditation, exercise. All of these things are very crucial. And you take care of all of this, naturally your health and maybe even your path towards enlightenment will happen. Thank you so much for watching this response to Sadhguru's video on ghee. I truly appreciate you taking the time. Make it a great day, take it joyfully, and stay conscious.